live in a way that honors your boundaries so you can experience more pleasure. Because if our needs are not met, if our boundaries are not respected, there is no space for pleasure. So you need all of that. You need to feel safe to really drop deep into pleasure.
You are now listening to the podcast where authors inspire listeners to become authors, the Going North Podcast. I'm your host, certified self-leadership trainer, best-selling author, and book enthusiast, Dom Brightman. And you're going to be listening to a different author that will inspire you to join the business of immortality, known as authorship. Now let the fun begin. Today's episode is sponsored by book number 2 from Dom Brightman, Stay the Course, The Elite Performer's 7 Secret Keys to Sustainable Success. It is the field guide to help unleash the elite performer that is inside of you. Cop it today on Amazon.com or heading over to dombrightman.com and snag it in book, ebook, and audiobook, so that way you can take it on the go and get yourself on the go to your northbound success. And today on the highlight reel builder for authors known as the Going North Podcast, we got another super special awesome human for you today, courtesy of one of the best websites on planet Earth, known as podmatch.com, the wonderful site where podcast guests get to connect with podcast hosts. And we got a guest today that's cooler than 2 cucumbers indeed, because, well, actually, I won't give her cooler than 10 because she's a fellow Virgo, y'all. She's a September baby like the host, so she gets extra cool freaking bonus points. She's got like 20 cherries on top of a cupcake, y'all, just for being born in the best month of the freaking year. And not only that, she's also a speaker, a certified Theta Healer, Tantra yoga teacher. I think that's the first for this show, as well as an intimacy expert and the founder and the dean, baby, the dean of the School of Intimacy. So let's give it up for Miss MK Ultra herself, the mysterious and kind Magda Kay. How you doing today, Magda?
Wow, what an amazing introduction. I never consider myself the dean of the School of Intimacy. I'm totally adding this to my bio. And yes, September is the month. So I am September 9th. What is your birthday?
Yeah, September 6th.
Very close.
Yeah, that's right indeed. Sister from another mister, some would say, I guess, in this case. Although you're close to the white chocolate side of the game, I'm just the chocolate side of the game.
We could make an Oreo cookie, you know.
Oreos are freaking amazing in more ways than one. But my goodness, they ain't about candy and cookies, even though, I don't know, folks probably feel like candy and cookies at the moment. So my goodness, as with all introductions, mind filling in any cavities I've may have missed about you on how you became the Magda that you are today?
You know, probably I've become the Magda that I am today, mostly through the challenges, mostly through the things that I thought were against me and that I had no other choice but to face and deal with. I think, I don't want to say that we need challenges to grow, but when challenges happen, we better grow from them. And so if I look back at my life and where I am today, really, these were the most painful moments in my life, the moments when I had no idea why I was alive, the moments when I lost a relationship and I was thinking of killing myself. And I'm saying this, like I actually did contemplate taking pills. And it was all these moments that forced me to finally look at myself, get to know myself, heal my shit to arrive to where I am today. And to be fair, there's still a long path to go. So it's the Magda of today, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be way more challenges and they will be shaping the future Magda. But I'd say from my case, especially who I am today with the work that I do, I only got into the first relationship when I was 27. I come from a household where I didn't have a single example of a happy relationship, you know? So I was raised with yelling and shouting and lack of affection. So I was very cynical about love, and I only gave love chance when I was 27 for the first time. And mostly I lost this relationship because I wasn't having orgasm. Like it just took a toll on us. He took it very personally. So I lost my first real love because I was sexually suppressed. So that kind of launched me on the path of Tantra, sexual healing, personal development, and eventually, over a decade later, got me to where I am today.
Well, glad you're still freaking here, because that's definitely painful and intense. It's like having a rough upbringing and then being a late bloomer, which means extra success for the folks who start late, and then, my goodness, and like not being able to orgasm, and that leading to possible suicidal thoughts because you're losing the love of your life because it's the one chance you gave for love, and it's like, oh crap, no, what I have to live for. But glad you're still freaking here. So my goodness, like what helped you to really get over that? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think you went to Goa or someplace somewhere on the I guess eastern side of the globe to figure out what the heck you could do to fix all the issues or some of the issues.
So I was already living in Malaysia. I was working for this company called Mind Valley. So maybe you're some of the
Oh
followers.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very big company in the personal development sphere. And in fact, this was my introduction to all of it. Just so you know, when I joined this company, I didn't actually know what they were doing. So then I get into the company, like into the office, and I start hear them talk about like meditation and energy. And all I'm thinking is like, what the heck is this place? Get me out of here. Like I was just like, this is nuts. So I was extremely against all of it. I was such a logical person, you know? So that first relationship happened when I was in Malaysia. And I think the beauty of that was that I was already in touch with healers and people who were working with sexuality, trauma, chakras, energy, yoga, all of this was around me. So I had people to reach out to and get support, and I did. So that really was like the launch pad for me. Like honestly, Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, where I lived, like there's so many places, so many workshops, so many yoga teachers. It's actually really amazing. And so, I had this introduction. I wasn't kind of like completely lost. What do I do with this? I had some direction. And then, yes, I did go to Goa in India, and I went to a ashram, tantric yoga ashram. I got my certificate. It was my first time ever diving into Tantra. I spent a full month in India studying, practicing. It was really the introduction. But from there, I went to Thailand to a tantric school, which was famous, infamous. The school has practically been closed down since because of the rape accusation. So very controversial place. But I did spend some time there, highly sexual community. In fact, now that I look back, I just call it a sex cult because that's really what it was. So it did push me outside of my comfort zone massively. But through that, I found my healing and I found my calling. Like, this is why I do this work now, because I went through all of these experiences.
Ah, definitely indeed. Oh man, it's kind of interesting, but then again, guess being on that part of the world where they got hundreds, if not thousands upon thousands of years of history, compared to the good old west side of the globe, it's like, yes, no one you can find like amazing and I guess infamous things, for lack of a better word. So glad you made it out the sex cult, because my goodness,
I won't lie, it was a lot of fun. I got to do things that I don't think I'll ever do again, but I'm very glad I did that. Um, so I'm very happy for it. I don't necessarily go back.
There you go. There you go, indeed. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. So, my goodness, my goodness. So, being able to make it out alive and, I guess, fulfilled in more ways than one, you finally joined the business of immortality with this fabulous book that released, what was it, this past May? No More
In
Faking? Or
May,
was
yeah.
it July? Okay,
Yes,
there you
May,
go.
So I chose May 25th because, see, in Poland, apart from like being awesome, born in September, in Poland and in, I want to say in all Catholic countries, you have what's called a name day. It's sort of
Oh.
like a birthday for your name. So in Catholic countries, all the names that are given to kids, they are names of saints. So we have different saints, and for every single day in the calendar, like one or more saints are kind of like associated with this day. So my name is Magda, and this name has its name day on May 25th. So I always felt very connected to this day. And we have, of course, in Tantra, we speak a lot about the energy of Mary Magdalene. She's considered to be a tantric priestess. So, I'm very much connected to her energy, and I do a lot of practices with her. So that day just felt perfect to launch the book. For me personally, as my name day, and as a symbol also for the energy of Mary Magdalene, which is a call for all the women to really step into their power. That includes their sexual power. So I was like, this is the perfect time to launch the book.
Yeah, there you go. So it's like putting a book together with writing it, especially with you being a polyglot with 3 languages under your belt.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this. I wanted to write a book since I was a kid. I made my first attempt when I was 17. Now, and I launched the book, at 37. So it took me only 20 years. So, I wanted it for so long. And to write and publish a book, it's a lot of work. It also costs a lot of money. I'm self-published. It is way more expensive than I ever thought. So it takes a lot to get it done. And then the moment the book was out, I just kind of felt like, huh. And it was this weird state of feeling like it's not such a big deal. And in a way, like it is a big deal, and it's not a big deal at the same time. So ever since the book, has been out and available for people, like actually now it's done, it's out, for the people to get it and read it. So it's not a work in progress, it is done, right? So ever since then, I've been actually looking in my life and just kind of understanding there's so many things we are extremely excited about. Like we have these big goals and they seem so far away. So we're scared and we question, can I even do it, right? Like this book for me, it was so far away. It felt so massive. And then you go through the process and you get it done. And when it's done, you look back and you're just like, it wasn't such a big deal. It wasn't as massive as I thought it was. And so I became aware of how often we don't do anything, we don't move forward to realize our dreams because we make them way bigger than they actually are. Like, human brain has the ability to hold two opposite views together at the same time. It stretches you, but you can't. So something can be a massive deal and nothing special at the same time. So it's massive deal for you that you're doing it because it's your dream, but objectively speaking, like anything else, yeah, you can do it just like anything else. So that's kind of how I've been feeling about this book. It's not what I expected. I had no idea that these will be the feelings I'll be getting. you know but I was like, wow, what a great insight, what a great lesson.
Yep, there you go, indeed. Because, yeah, like, especially for women, because it's really what the book's geared towards, is like helping women to really tap into their power that they really have and really step into it, as opposed to, I guess, being on the side and maybe hiding in one of those good old potato sacks and be like, I'm not here. I'm not here. But it's like, oh, you're actually here. And, like, just stop really, I guess, in a ways to no more faking it. It's like, hey, really tapping into what you really want out of life and really getting it, because that's really what you wanted to do and you've done it yourself. So I guess with this book now done, what's next for you and what are you excited about over the next 6 to 12 months?
Mm. Well, I'll tell you honestly, the moment I launched this book, I was like, okay, let's write the second one. And I was like,
Yeah, there we go.
pause, let's pause.
Yeah.
I mean, look, so I think, I actually I had to speak to my best friend to kind of get an external feedback on this, because there are things, that I would happily do, but they are not the smartest next steps. So it's like, I have a book, let me focus on promoting this book before I write the next one, even though I would love to. And I actually think of, okay, what is really the most important thing to do? Like, because, often, I don't know if you feel this, although I have a feeling you do, because probably everyone has this, but we know what we should be doing and we don't do it. It's not that I don't know what I should be doing. I'm just avoiding what I should be doing. So when I looked at it like, oh, I want to write the second book, I'm like, I think I'm avoiding other tasks that I actually should be doing. So it's like, okay, let me just kind of be a businesswoman for a moment and really look at it, what would make the most sense. So yeah, I spent 12 years in Southeast Asia. I came back just recently to Europe. And there are many reasons why. There are personal reasons, but there are also business reasons. And when I lived like after Malaysia, I lived, in this small sex cult community on a small island in Thailand. And then I also lived in Bali. So these are like really small communities. So I wanted to be back in more of a Western world because I want to speak at more events. Like when I was a kid, I was on TV and performing, and I always loved it. And it's beautiful how I can bring it into my business now. So I've spoken at many conferences, but I was like, that's what I really want to do. I love speaking. So, being in the Western like society back in Europe offers me more, because it's much easier when I'm here in Europe and then this month I fly here, next month I fly there, versus having to fly from Bali for just 1 week, to Europe to do something. So that is my main goal, like business wise. And when I say business, this is really also like my life goals, because I love what I do. Like I live what I do. So I'm just personally so excited about, I'm already lined up for quite a few conferences early next year. So this is like the most.
Sweet.
And you know what? I'll tell you something. I've been like kind of toying with this idea for months, and I think I'm ready to start my own podcast. But I'm giving myself like 6 months for that. Like, I'm so impressed by anyone who has a podcast. I think it's amazing. It's a set of skills that I don't know if I have. So let's see. But I feel like I mean, you know the best, but I feel like, like I may need to start that.
And hey, I mean, sure, the No More Faking It podcast. I mean, there might be a few out there with that same title, but they may not be active. So, sure, turn your book into a podcast. Like, take a different topic, speak about it, maybe bring on some other guests who could talk about it. Like, sky's the limit for podcasts if you're in it for the long haul. So, yeah, yeah. So, congratulations in advance. Getting to speak across the magical globe and get to travel the world. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Stepping into all that power. That's right, indeed. That good old power too sweet to be sour. So, my goodness. So, with this first book out the way, and glad you had it done on audio too, so that way the folks who really like to be on the go, or heck, even the blind folks can be able to check out the content. So, any idea on what the second book may be about, since you already had the second one in mind?
So yes, this book, so my first book, No More Faking It, is for women. And the cover, I would assume, like really screams, I am for women. And I was so surprised to hear from many, many men that they got the book. And I was like, oh, I mean, I'm sorry, it was for women. Like, oh, that's okay. I still get a lot of value from that. So I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And to be fair, like a lot of my followers are men. And I think most of my
No.
clients are also men. I work a lot with men. So I'm thinking like the second book should be for men. But I do have a few ideas. I have a few ideas. There's a book for couples, there's a book for men. There is also a fiction. I also have this story in my head, like loosely based on my life in the sex cult community, just to use that, to explain to people more what Tantra is. So I have these different ideas, but at the end of the day, I find like all of them, they will be published, so it doesn't matter which one do I pick first. So even with this book, like when I was thinking, what topic do I want to pick? Because I could write 10 different books, and I do want to have 10 different books. But at the end of the day, for me, it's like, listen, you're going to write all of them anyways. Just pick the one to start with. Like, which topic do you feel most comfortable with? And just go there. So we'll see. I trust when the time is right for the second book, the topic will be very, very clear.
Ah, that's right indeed. It'll be clear as water. That's right indeed. It'll be mud no more. That's right indeed. That's, that's right indeed. So my goodness, so no more faking orgasms. Was there another part of your life that you were faking it, where it's like you're not faking it anymore, where you're feeling fully confident in your power doing so?
So first of all, thank you so much for saying this, because in fact, the title of the book, No More Faking It, it's not just about faking orgasm. It's this whole idea that as women, we're really used to bending and kind of twisting ourselves to meet the expectations. And in some cases, we're very much aware that we're not being true to ourselves. But there are many, many cases when we think we are and we're still not. And if you look at, the history, that's clear to understand why, because for so many generations, a woman needed to be like a good candidate as a wife, because that was the only way she would survive. Women didn't work, so she needed a husband. And to be a good wife, she needed to have certain skills. So it was about, like as a woman, I am a product. I sell myself, right? So for centuries, women have developed, this way of being that, okay, I'm going to adjust myself in any way I need to, so I can get a good husband and I can be taken care of. And, the times are changing, but if you think about it, our grandparents, they still lived in that reality. That is not that long ago. I would even say like my parents, I don't even think my mom had the same freedom just to be on her own. I think like kind of our generation is more like the first where, a woman can afford not being pleasing because she's going to be fine. But it takes way longer than one generation for these things to change. So women, we have this instinct in us. If you criticize a woman, she'll probably get mad and like yell at you or whatever, but she will be looking, how can I change this so I can be more pleasing? We endure things so much. Something is happening, I don't like it, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to make us, have a smile and keep walking and pretend like you didn't say anything, right? But I'm not going to really speak up because I don't want to be displeasing. I don't want to be the bitch. So that conditioning is still very strong. And that's really what the book is about. Like it's where do we fake it as women? Everywhere in life. Where do we fake the smile? Where do we fake that everything is okay? Where do we fake that, yeah, that was enough, I didn't need anything more? So there's so many small situations in our daily life where we do fake it. We do. And so I still do. I think, like I said, it's a bit of an instinct. And so if I'm ever in a situation where I'm just kind of rushing and not, and like my subconscious takes over, that's when I will have a tendency of like just, adjusting myself, right? Pleasing. But if I can snap out of it and be like, wait, let me actually pause and think, like bring this back into my conscious mind and then watch my behavior, then I can like, oh, wait, no, I have the tools. I know what to do. That's not what I want, right? That's not what I want. Why am I allowing this? No, but it is an effort. Before it becomes our second nature, it's an effort.
There you go. It's right indeed, because, yeah, because if my day job, I work with a lot of ladies, and sometimes I could hear them just apologizing sometimes for no reason. It's like, no need to apologize. You're just asking a question. My God. Like, it's okay. Like, it's
Okay.
literally okay.
Notice how often women say sorry. It's like, this is crazy, but this happens all the time. It has happened like so many times to me. Let's say I'm walking and a man bumps into me and I say, oh, sorry. Because it's such a freaking instinct in women. Women say sorry nonstop. Men don't, but women do. Just start watching it, start observing it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's like, hey, some apologies necessary at times, but not 24/7. Definitely indeed. So my goodness, so the confidence to speak indeed, to be more of yourself, you'll love to see it. So my goodness, so since you've been on quite a few podcasts already and possibly looking to start your own in the future, is there a question that you wish folks would ask you more often when you're on the guest side of the microphone?
Oh, well, that's a great question. Oh, you know, maybe it's not a specific question, but maybe more of the attitude that I wish people had. So when I look at our society these days, we have this cult of social media celebrities, like different coaches, right? With like hundreds of thousands or millions of followers. It's like the new type of a celebrity. And it's great because, apart from like influencers, I still don't quite understand what value they provide, to be honest. But it's such a funny phenomenon. But apart from that, like, we have people like you, people who actually provide content. And so you become sort of like a celebrity on social media, and then people follow you and they listen to you. And I think way too often people listen to these people, these celebrities, with this admiration, like, I want to be like you, instead of, let me just pick the information that actually can apply to my life. So I would love for people to listen. Anytime you listen to me and just anything online, don't be a groupie, don't be a fan. Like podcasts are not meant to be tabloids. Instagram is not meant to be a tabloid. It's meant to be a source for you to live your life. Like, we're not meant to copy anyone else because we're all different. So like the questions I love for people to be asking is like, oh, how can I use this information for myself? So I don't think there's a specific question that I wish people ask me more. It's more like how I wish people listened to what I say and to anyone else. Does it make sense?
I guess in a way, then the question would be, how can folks be more original as opposed to copycats?
Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, if I think of myself, so I have a YouTube channel and I started it like, oh my goodness, I want to say it's like 10 years ago. I think it was 10. I think so. I think it would be 10 years ago. So I don't even know if my like first videos are there, but YouTube has this option when you go to videos, you can check popular, all the oldest ones. So you can actually right away jump to the very first video on someone's channel. So just watch those. So, I think it's so funny. So like at the beginning, I would find someone online and love their style. And I would find myself kind of copying them, like kind of speaking the way they do. And it would take maybe, I don't know, like a couple of months, let's say. And then I find someone else and I start, talking the way that they do. And it would take a few kind of cycles, you could say, until I finally, through all of that, I found my own voice and how I want to talk. So when you talk about this, how can we be more original? I'd say at the beginning, probably you're going to copy other people. So if you find something online you like, just go with it, do it. But just remember, it's like kind of trying on clothes. Like you're just basically, it's like you're going shopping and you're trying this dress or this suit on and you're just seeing if it fits you. And you may like it, but then be like, you know what? It's actually not exactly my thing. And then you try something else. So it's about like trying these different ideas on until you find your own unique style. So I'd say when it comes to being original, just do that. Like, feel free to pull from all of the people. That's how everyone does it. I'm sure you do it too, right? You have people you follow that you really, feel inspired by. So we pull from them, but just remember, you're trying it on to find your unique style. Like, just don't forget about the end goal here.
There you go. It's right indeed. Never forget that end goal, indeed. Because, yeah, it's so right. It's like, like, funny enough, even listening to my own audiobook yesterday, like a chapter, I was like, man, yeah, I'm definitely a little different now than what I was 6 years ago. It's like, oh, kind of cringe. It's like that old concept. It's like, ah. It's like,
So funny. I sometimes do this. Like, so I really don't like watching my own videos. Like I just like get so self-conscious. But every now and then, or let's say I have like an old webinar and I just want to see if I can still use it. I'm like, I don't even remember what I was talking about. And I play it and I'm just like, oh, I'm good. It's like I just assume that anything I recorded in the past is just like I don't want to be associated with it anymore. And there are that I don't. I changed my views since then. But there's quite many. So I don't know if you have this feeling, but I'm just like, oh, it's actually good. I don't think I appreciate myself enough, to be honest, for some of the things that I've put out.
Yeah, it goes to the territory with all the content creation. Because the good news is like leaving that stuff up there. It's the way of really tracking your growth and seeing how far you've come and inspiring others too, because they'll be like, oh wow, she's freaking improved greatly over the freaking years. It's like, I love freaking Magda now. It's like, all right, cool. It's freaking great. She's like a giant, wonderful willow tree giving us shade in the summer. We love to feel the cool breeze. It's like, we're freaking good. We're in a good zone now.
Okay, you're such a poet. I absolutely love it.
uh, yeah, I blame your energy for that one.
No need to blame. This is
Oh man, so my goodness. So, fun question for you. So, if your fabulous book, No More Faking It, if it were a food, what would it be and why?
oh. Oh, this is ah, okay. I don't know why. I wonder if it's because I want it now, but this is like because I don't even know if it's like an actual pastry, but what I'm seeing, it's this kind of like it's sort of like a pastry we have in Poland with like a lot of cream, like a lot of dense cream. So just like dough and cream. I don't know why. It's not even my favorite, but it was like it's the instant that I got. But if I want to get a bit more sophisticated, it would have to have some raspberries all over it, like little red spots. That would be the dessert.
No, so what's the name of this magical pastry?
I have no idea. Because okay, so it's gonna be in Polish, we call it drożdżówka. And I honestly have no idea what it translates to in English, but it's basically just like dough. Like it's just dough. Like there's nothing really special, but just like I mean, we have a lot of these, but I don't eat them that often. I guess I've never eaten them outside of Poland, if they even exist. I don't even know what the word is, but it's I don't know why it came to my mind. Now I'll be like obsessing about it. What's the meaning in that? You know, in some coaching, schools, this is actually what you do. You know, it's just like you take anything and you just ask if there was a message in that, what that message would be. So I could ask, okay, this is the dessert that I saw. So if there was a message in that dessert, what the message would be.
Yeah, it's probably the cream filling. Yes,
I think
indeed.
so. I think
Right
there's
there.
something about the cream. Yeah. You know what? Honestly, when I'm asking this question now, the answer I'm getting it's pleasure. So there's something about pleasure. I guess my whatever angels are sending me a message. Pleasure. So the book is about pleasure. It really is about pleasure. It's how to live in a way that honors your boundaries so you can experience more pleasure. Because if our needs are not met, if our boundaries are not respected, there is no space for pleasure. So you need all of that. You need to feel safe to really drop deep into pleasure. So any pastry it is, any dessert it is, it's the one that's going to give you the most pleasure. And that is the symbol of the book. There you go.
Well, there you go. It's right indeed. It's right indeed. That's right indeed. Got some Polish out of you.
Polish is a really hard language, you know. It's like we have one of my friends once said that we just don't have enough vowels. He's like, I don't understand why. Do you guys like not like vowels? It's like,
Yeah. Vowels are life. That's right indeed. Although pronunciation wise, English can still be evil as hell.
yes, yes. I know
Yeah.
when I there was a time when I went to UK, Bristol, for just like a school project, and I got lost. So I was asking people around, I was asking them, hey, do you know where the Egerton Street is? And that's how you were meant to say it, Egerton. And I have, these locals like confused and asking others. And they would ask them like, hey, do you know where Egerton Street is? So it's like, you don't even know how to pronounce words in your own language. Because it's so confusing. Like you don't even know. So
Yeah, it's true. It's so darn true. It's like heck even learning textbook Spanish than you actually speak with an actual native Spanish speaker, and they're talking 100 miles an hour. It's like, oh wait a second, I'm going residential. I'm at like 25 miles per hour here. You're already at 100, buddy. It's like slow down a bit. I can't even understand.
I don't know if you ever, there's this little like booklets with just like basic phrases in different
Oh
languages.
yeah,
Yeah. But it's great. So I can ask you for directions. I'm just gonna have no idea what you say. I find them just, they're so useless. What's the point in asking a question if I cannot even get the answer?
Did you ever ride your motorcycle in a foreign land with no direction?
I have.
That's right indeed. Lost on a motorcycle. That's right indeed. That's right. It's some strange woman asking me questions on a motorcycle. She was cute, but I have no idea if she understood what I said.
You just like smile. Oh. Although, you know what? So I told you before we got on the call, I told you that I mean Polish, English, and Italian. I'm fluent in Italian. So when I first moved to Italy, it was kind of funny. So people would come and ask me for directions, and I would tell them. And then I see them go to someone else. I was like, clearly my Italian isn't that good.
Did you tell them that you had a bomb? That's right. She had a bomb, y'all. Let me stop. That's why they walked away. He's like, yes, that's right indeed. If you use this bomb, you'll have an orgasm and I'll take you to the moon. Like, what? You won't be faking that moon landing. Let me stop.
Nope.
Well, before you probably visualized that just now, didn't you?
I'm a visual person. What can I say?
Well, let's hope their partner isn't a cactus then. Well, before Saturn comes and shows up and tries to put a ring on the moon, we're coming down to the magical question every guest gets to receive, and that is if you'd all wake up tomorrow and you're 25 again, but you're still in the current year, what advice would you give to yourself?
No. Go for it. To be fair, I don't think I would necessarily want to go back in time, because what if I do something different and I don't end up where I am right now and I like where I am right now? But I don't think I have any regrets in life, but I feel like I'm maybe beginning to. And mostly, and it's like, fuck, it's like you hear this all the time, but it's only when you start feeling it is when you truly understand what they mean. And it's, you don't regret things that you did, you regret things you never did, right? Things that you wanted to do and you never did. And I think I'm 38 at the moment, and so I'm beginning to feel the time, well, not even passing by. I'm more aware of the time I have left. So it's kind of, damn, I wish I had done this. Like, oh, I didn't do it. Like, oh, okay, I'm starting only now. I hope I still have time for that. So it's not that I would want to tell myself to do something different. It's just do it. Just go for it. Whatever it is, don't wait. There's no point in waiting. Like if you're not sure, if you want to, just let it go and think of what you really want to do and just do that, but really go for it. Like, it's crazy how much time we waste, right? Just thinking and worrying. So just go for it. That would be my advice.
There you go, folks. Play that Connect 4. Just go for it. That's right indeed. No regrets, dang gummit. That's right indeed. Don't retreat, y'all. That's right indeed. Well, we'll go on retreats. I'm sure Magda's probably going to host some in the future, but don't retreat. There's that good old English again with the 2-word meetings. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. If you want to do that photo shoot with the motorcycle, go ahead and do it. That's right, indeed. If you want to do CrossFit Tantra for some reason, go ahead and do it. She may do that in the future. I don't know.
All of those. Like, oh, I have not done a photo shoot. I have not done a photo shoot on a motorcycle, but it's something I wanted to do. I just my bike wasn't pretty enough, so it's like it's not the right time. But one day I will.
Yeah, there's always the rental option, maybe, I would imagine. I mean, if they could do Lamborghinis, I'm sure they can do motorcycles. That's right, indeed. The overarching theme of this episode, no more faking it, y'all. That's right, indeed. Fake less, live more. That's right, indeed. Fake less and live more, indeed. Be more original. Don't copy nothing. That's right, indeed. And speaking of motorcycles, folks need to drive by your magical website and check out all of your wonderful wares. So for those need to do just that, cop some copies of your magical book and even keep up with your journey. What's the best way for folks to do so, Magda?
So I'm mostly active on YouTube and on Instagram. So it's Magda Kay, it's Kay. So just put my name, Magda Kay, on YouTube. You're gonna find me. On Instagram, it's Magda Kay Official. Everyone is like making fun of that. I just created it many, many years ago and I don't want to change it now. So it's just official. Because there's a DJ, Magda Kay. I am not a DJ, guys. Like I have absolutely zero skills in that arena. So I am not the Magda Kay DJ. But if you just put Magda Kay online, you're going to find it. And again, YouTube is where I am most active, with Instagram. So start there. You're going to get all the links if you want to get the book, if you want to get, I have like a lot of free resources, like, you know, the webinars I mentioned, the older ones, which are really good. They're all available on my website. So you can just go visit magdakay.com, or again, just YouTube, Instagram, best places to connect with me.
Who needs a DJ when you have an IJ for your relationships? One of those intimacy jockeys. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. She's got you covered like a blanket, y'all. That's right, indeed. The Dean's got you covered.
Oh, I love it.
That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Leave the spinning discs for the dish. She's got you covered in other ways. That's right, indeed. Helps you reignite that spark, y'all. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. So we'll put links to all that wonderful stuff in the show notes so you can check out her stuffs and keep up with the journey. And that way you can cop some copies of her magical books, share it with your family, friends, cat, penguin, dog. Heck, even share it with a dog wearing a dog suit. That's right, indeed. So that way, if he has the dog in him, he can no more fake being a dog. He can live out his furry fantasy. That's right, indeed.
I love it. Oh goodness, you cracked me so much. How do any of your guests get any words out? For half an hour.
Nope, some of them don't. We just laugh for minutes on end. And plus, no more faking. It's like, all right, cool. I'm about to drive this into the ground for no reason. Every low hanging fruit, I'm going for it. That's right, indeed. Especially if it's mangoes. That's right, indeed. You can let the man go with this book. That's right, indeed. That's right. Let me. Well, before I drop any more stupid jokes, any parting words before we close up shop, Magda?
Oh goodness, that was seriously, it's such a joy speaking. Final words. So I'm gonna get serious for a moment, and I'm mostly speaking to women, but if there is any men listening, this is for you just as much. I know that things can get very scary, and it's so easy to pretend that something doesn't hurt and just focus on the outside and just be like, no, it's all fine. I don't need it. I don't need to look at this. I don't need to talk about it. But eventually it's gonna really hurt you. Everything we want, everything that we desire, like we have to go through our own pain. We have to go through our own healing in whatever form that looks like. No matter how scary it is, face it, look at it. Actually make a commitment to grow and change where you need to change. Because so, you know, we spoke about this, like I'm feeling this regret slowly around certain things. But I speak to people who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s. Like I see a lot of comments on my YouTube. For example, from people who are in their 70s, and they tell me, I wish I knew that 30 years ago. So really look at these things that cause you pain so you can let them go, because they are stealing you, like stealing from you your life, really. So, if I told my 25-year-old, go for it, it would mostly mean, don't be afraid of your pain, face it, and then you will actually be free to go for it, whatever that means for you. But you're way too precious. Your dreams are way too precious to just give up on them because you're scared, because something hurts. Like, those dreams are way too important. Don't wait until it's too late.
If you're hearing this part of the episode, that means you're one cool individual. Thanks a bunch for tuning in, and if you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to share it with at least one other person in your network. Bonus points for 3. And be sure to check out the backlog too while you're at it, because there are hundreds of wonderful episodes to choose from as well.